Hello everyone. Alright, so today we are starting a new journey. Last time, we wandered into the deep north a little bit more. I think that we spent like 2 or 3 streams there, but yeah, that was the end of the mage build, and we found out that due to some timing issues, our deep north hadn't like spawned in properly. As of such, it felt like the appropriate time to just kind of give a last farewell hurrah to our mage, Haggard Hotbody. And so, this playthrough, we're going to be focusing on spears, and our ultimate goal is to make it back to the deep north. And, yeah, Lancer things. Yep, goodbye, Mrs. Hotbody. But that's okay. Nope, not pulled back curls. Royal braids. These are the ones that I've been trying out recently. Alright, so hair tone, like all the way up. Maybe a little bit down. And then blondness is supposed to be a little bit higher, I think. It's like something like that. Should be like reddish. Alright, so I was looking into kind of like, I was like, well, what's, you know, like what is Lancing Luff? Like, who is Lancing Luff? Or Luff, whichever it may be. I'm still not entirely sure, but I believe that I think that the joke there is that there is a country in the UK, or a city in the UK named Lancing. I didn't change the modifiers. Thank you for thank you for reminding me. That being said, I did change some of the background modifiers, technically. I did opt into tweaking the numbers a little bit on our drops. And for EpicLoot, I changed the like magic item drop, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, instead of it being based off of the boss kills, it's based off of whether we have crafted the item or not. So we're going to be giving that a try for this run. So it'll basically be like, theoretically, the drops that we get should be kind of like custom tailored to our character. That's the idea anyways. And I believe that I kind of dropped the spawn rate of magic items a little bit, and I lowered the set like percentage chance a little bit as well. So we'll see in the long run kind of how that affects the drops for this run. And I think that'll be kind of like the baseline for a lot of the other weapon-based sets. We'll see. But yeah, I do need to log out after the intro here and change the world modifiers just a tiny bit. We're gonna keep it on drop rate 1.5 as opposed to double, though realistically I think that 1.5 and double are like almost the same. I imagine that the drop numbers on most things are actually really similar. Since most things that actually drop like one item at 1.5, they actually normally drop 2. So I think at double they would still drop 2 as well. So I think it mainly affects things like seeds and like plants that drop like multiples of an item. So like at 1.5, you know, when you drop like 3 seeds, I think that you end up dropping like 4 instead. But if it were actually double, I think it would be like 6. So I haven't actually messed with like world modifiers a lot of the time. I normally just sit at 1.5 rather than going full double. So not not sure what else it would really affect there. But yeah, I think that 1.5 and like double are really similar. Da, 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 da. You know, there's not really much else to really say about this run, I suppose. I did make a new playlist that'll be just for this run. So I guess maybe a little bit of a rundown. The theme of this run is going to be spears. We're going to be using spear weapons with the Therzie Warfare Armory pack, or, you know, like set of mods. They have several of the like vanilla based spears, a couple of extra ones, and then we also have war pikes that scale off of the spear skill. So we'll probably be using both of them. Like especially early, like we're gonna get like a flint spear. That's gonna be, you know, our top priority here. I don't remember exactly when we get the first war pike, but I think that it's after we get bronze. Not 100%. I want to focus a little bit more on the war pikes, I think, because I like the moveset a little bit better. Although they are two-handed, so I think that we want to get a shield. But I don't know how much we'll actually be using it. We'll probably be using shields a little bit more in the early game and get our blocking stat up like a little bit. So like we can, you know, one hand like a flint spear and dual wield a shield in the other. But then once we get to war pikes, since they're two-handed, the like normal spears just end up becoming our like ranged option, essentially. Alright, just looking around here a little bit. We like spawned in over a mountain. See a lot of meadows trees. I don't see much else because of the rain, but I think there's water that way. Yeah, there's ocean over there. I still haven't really seen any black forest though. Interesting like spawn location here. Our hair is not quite the color that I wanted it, but I can like never get it right because of the lighting on the main screen. Alright, so let's log out real quick. This gets rid of our wet debuff, which is nice. And on top of that, let's knock our death penalty lower. Resource rate increased a little bit. Raid rate will do much less. So we'll still have raids. They're just going to be very minimal. And portal items. This just helps this run not take a million years. For those of you who are not aware, I almost feel bad because it's like I go to the world modifiers and it's just like, make the game easier, make the game easier, make the game easier. Whatever. I earned it. We did the vanilla playthrough on default settings. Everything's fine. Alright. So we start like always, raiding the starter area. Always a bunch of stone and wood nodes right here, and you always have 2 mushroom spawns and 2 raspberry spawns here at the start. Oh hey, that's interesting. So The main like speedrunner Valheim content creator that I watch, Nick Rockcliffe, actually just posted a video like today about some of the mods that he likes to use for, you know, like a Valheim like vanilla-ish experience but with like quality of life stuff. So he was talking about one of the mods that actually adds like text stuff, you know, like when you hover over something. And the only thing that we've added since the mage playthrough was PlantEverything. So apparently, like, I didn't mess with the config file at all on PlantEverything. So it's interesting that it actually gives you like a timer on like the bushes and stuff. Like, I didn't actually know about that. Oh yeah, but I guess that's a noteworthy thing too, is since the mage playthrough, we have added PlantEverything, but otherwise I have kept the mods the same. So we're using the Therzie Armory pack. It auto adds it. Ah, that's cool. I wonder what else it works for. Like, do we get I guess there wouldn't really be anything for trees, right? Gosh, I lost my train of thought there. I'm a little tired. Stayed up pretty late last night, realistically. Was playing some Minecraft and got way too involved in trying to find lettuce of all things. I spent several hours trying to just hunt down lettuce. Anyways. Valheim Plus has timers in the config. It works for the V Plus if you turn that setting on in the config file. I see. Yeah, so that one's based off of like individual sections. So for instance, the fermenter, I have the fermenter section turned on specifically for the timer on the fermenter. Just because I like to know how long it's gonna take. Though realistically, it takes 2 in-game days, like 2 full in-game days. Alright. Also, we are, even though we don't need it, but we're gonna follow the rules of, well, we're just gonna follow the rules. We're gonna follow the rules of the channel. Sea sheep, merc sheep. They just need to wait a minute because we need some tools. Alright. First and foremost, hammer. So now we've crafted hammers, so now theoretically we should be able to get magic hammers as drops. Also, yes, this is a brand new character. This character doesn't have literally anything. They are very, very brand new. I guess we'll use this torch to gather some wood. No. We're crafting stuff still. So, that was an idea for a run. The, I still haven't, like... I haven't figured out a rule set for that yet, but that would, the idea behind that was the, air quotes, Chronicles of Riddick run, the Keep What You Kill, aka the Necromonger. Necromonger ways. But no, we're not on that run yet. Or we're not doing that rule set yet, I should say. Okay, can we make a spear yet? No, we cannot. Do we need to be level 2 workbench for that, maybe? Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. I think we need leather. Okay, I did see some piggies over here. So let's make the piggies angry. I could use the torch. The game gives you a torch. We're just gonna punch things basically until we're ready to... Honestly, I was kind of hoping to just be able to craft the spear, but like, you know, obviously if we need leather, we gotta kill a couple of boars first, so... think it's fair and justified to punch them a little bit. Crude bow, rag stuff, leather scraps, Flint spear, yep, there it is. Okay, how many leathers do we need? I guess theoretically, I could also just go like running around and like go find some leather in like a troll cave or something if I wanted this to be a run that's like super duper hardcore. Or maybe not hardcore. Hardcore is not the right word, right? But if I wanted the run to truly be like, oh, you literally can't kill anything outside of like your weapon type. But that's a little too hard-nosed, I think, for like the vibe of the run. Maybe at some point though. Maybe at some point we'll do a little bit more like blah 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 runs that are kind of like super strict rules or whatever. Alright, flint spear, our very first spear. Well, now we can fight back. Alright, so first and foremost, follow the rules. See sheep, merc sheep. So far, so good. Yeah, I feel like if we were gonna do like a little bit more of a hardcore run, another thing that we would probably do is honestly like even just be like, oh yeah, you can't use the starting torch like on trees. I don't know, that might be a little silly actually, just because like if I'm thinking about it right, it's like we're gonna be using axes at some point to farm trees because that's just a thing that we're gonna have to do. So it seems a little silly to just be like, yeah, you can't even use like the base torch against, you know, trees to get wood. I don't know. That would make the start of the adventure like really, really slow. But you could totally do that. Like if you wanted a absolute like total challenge, you know, it'd be like, oh yeah, you can't use the torch, you can't use your fist to fight enemies and break wood and stuff. Like, you could just wander around getting nodes. That could be how you get wood and stone, just picking them up. If you wanted to get leather, then you would raid all of the little houses. I don't remember if the meadows houses can have leather and deer hide in them. I think they can. One big bright side about the spears is that we have a really early avenue for hunting deer because we have a really early ranged option. Yeah, this is my problem with the spear right here. Stuff like the terrain can really mess with you because you have a really like tiny hitbox, and it's really hard to hit necks because you can't really aim down. Spear just kind of shoots out. Thankfully, we're not really. I mean, I have a little bit of experience using spears, a little bit. So a lot of my innate problems, I have, you know, like little workarounds, or I have the knowledge of them, so they're not as daunting. Okay. Can I get this deer? I might be able to. Nope. Their projectile tracking is too good. Alright, let's see here. We already have 2 deer trophies, so that's great. Okay, so we can find flint. Well, I mean, I already knew that we could find flint in these chests, but... So here at the start, we're mostly just kind of gathering some resources. I'm gonna cook a. I'm gonna put down a fire and cook some food here in a second. We'll make our way towards Eikthyr. Probably after the night cycle. I do want to hunt some more deer. So, just keep our stock of hides and food high. Honestly, I'm surprised that deer didn't see me right there. So the game plan here is we're gonna, after we fight Eikthyr, we're gonna go run around for a little bit, try to figure out where we're gonna do our starting base. Huh, maybe the hitbox on the spear is actually not as bad as I remember. It's been a while since I played spears. Maybe I've been griping about nothing this whole time. Thought I saw something over here. It could just be like a rock or a tree. I couldn't really see it very well in the tree line, but it might have been this. This might have been what I saw. Yeah, alright. So let's go back to our workstation that we have over here. Honestly, this is a really good start. Spears are very simple in the starting because you can get the flint spear just so easily, right? And then you have, you know, both a ranged option and a melee option. Honestly, the spear is really good. Like, excuse me. Like, spears are really good just by default in, like, the vanilla game. The ranged option does a ton of stagger. The damage is good. The DPS is really good too. Like, your attack is really fast. You don't have to worry about like combos or anything like that since it's just a constant stabbing for attack. Let's also toss out a couple of wood for a second here just to be able to pick up food and stuff. Also, funny enough, the Nick Rawcliffe video that I was just talking about, that I saw today, pointed out to me the fact that there are, in fact, backpack mods on the Thunderstore, and they're still up to date and stuff, so. For some of the later runs, we might do some backpack stuff. This one we still won't be, but, you know, it's a possibility in the future. Alright, so I guess for right now we'll just use deer meat. It's kind of our food of choice. Do I get rested here? No. Okay. So, okay, just a little Toxie talk that I wanted to talk about. So, for the Therzie mod, Armory stuff, the Spears set doesn't come online until the Mistlands. I think it's called the Legion set or something like that. But yeah, like, it doesn't... Basically, it's like our actual spear set doesn't... Like, we don't have access to it right away, so... in the meantime, basically, it's like, we do need to use some sort of armor. And honestly, this being kind of like one of the latest sets, it's gonna kind of set the tone for the rest of the like weapon specific runs and stuff like that. So basically, the way that I figure it is that, you know, the intention of this, or the set itself, did not mean to hold a torch out there, but we'll just toss it now. The set is a heavy armor set. So I kind of figure like, alright, it itself is a heavy set. So I think that it's thematically appropriate to kind of match that vibe. So like we basically won't really have a armor set that really benefits us or anything like that for quite a long time. But in the meantime, what we will do is we will use, like, we'll go leather probably here. Oh, we can still find other random things in chests. Okay, that's good to know. But, sorry, what I was trying to say is we'll use, like, the leather armor set initially probably until we get into bronze. And then we'll just basically use like all the heavy armors. So it'll be bronze, iron, whatever the silver armor is basically. Well, I guess it's silver armor, right? Silver armor, and then padded leather armor, or maybe it's not padded leather armor, but padded armor is the heavy armor set from the plains. And then, finally, when we get in the Mistlands, when we get the Carapace set, that is the beginning of the Legion set. So, yeah, like, we'll stick with the theme of what the Spears specific set is, which is heavy armor, and we'll just build, like, the earlier equivalents. You know, just unfortunately we don't actually benefit from any stats from the sets, but I imagine that it'll probably be okay. And getting one of the weapon runs out of the way that uses, you know, one of the really late sets isn't too bad. Can I like drop some of this? I don't think I need so much resin. And I'd rather have the mushies. But, okay. We are very full on inventory, and even though there's lots of piggies and deer and stuff to hunt, I guess that we should just go defeat Eikthyr, get it out of the way, get our antler pickaxe. We'll pick up stuff along the way, like bees if we can find them. Don't mind some feathers. We'll probably drop off a few extra pieces of wood and stuff like that. Like, we can always get more wood. Wood's literally everywhere. But yeah. Considering some of the ways that things function, like the spear already having a ranged option at the beginning of the game, stuff like when we do like knives and whatever, there's not really a ranged option until we get further into like further into the game, where we actually get like EpicLoot that can have like the throwable property. So I think the way that I want to address that is, like, for the most part, I probably won't be doing too much in the way of range stuff, but just for a few options for like taking down beehives and stuff like that, I think that I want to say that, like, I'm going to allow all of the well, I'll allow myself on like every single run to use like the throwing axes that are part of the Armory mod. This is not covered enough? It is, wow, that's surprising. But yeah, the throwing axes are not super duper strong. They're a little on the weak side, but I think that having just the option of them, like I said, just for like destroying beehives and stuff like that, is probably where I want to be for a lot of these weapon runs. Since, you know, not all weapons were created equal. So let's see here. I want a flint axe. I want a hoe. I probably should have done this earlier too. I wasn't really thinking about it, but we can do a little bit, some upgrades. So let's upgrade our weapon here. Upgrade the hammer for extra durability. Upgrade the hoe for extra durability. We can already craft... Yeah, we have some deer hide, so let's go ahead and at least make ourselves some pants. I don't really care about like a helmet right now. And honestly, I think the leather helmet looked a little silly, but so we're gonna ignore that. Anything else that we need? We don't need arrows. We have our axe. We just don't have enough flint to upgrade it, so that's okay. We'll be picking... I should have done this like earlier before we took off from the camp, but that's okay. I don't need the throwing axes on this weapon run because we have the spear. Realistically, I should make like some of the armor. I just don't really care about the armor values too much here in the early game. The jump isn't that big. But this might be beneficial for us going into the Black Forest, so I'll just do it. We have the materials. And I think that's basically everything. We're gonna look a little silly too. This helmet looks silly. Okay. Let's just... Okay, we're all repaired up. So... I think for this run too, I'm gonna just kind of fight Eikthyr straight up. Rather than trying to be silly and do the campfire strat and all that. Especially because this terrain is really bad anyways. One, two, three. Yeah, there's some of the hitbox showing right there. Oh, I didn't make a shield. Was that even an option? I'm not sure. That's okay. We'll make a shield here pretty soon too. Kind of forgot about that. Do. Don't know if we have like the health and the ability to actually parry him right now. I guess we can try. We don't really get the stagger on Eikthyr though, so that's unfortunate. Dodged way too soon. Oh, dodged way too soon again. And I could be mixing in like some weapon throws in here, but I didn't really feel the need to, so. Alright. Eikthyr down. What did we get there? Oh. Okay, well that doesn't matter, but sure, we'll equip them. Yeah, so this is the change in like item drops showing here, you know, is that since we crafted a leather helmet, we can now drop leather helmets from EpicLoot. So, theoretically, I'm hoping that that kind of helps us kind of focus target. That doesn't make any sense. It's gonna make our drops a little bit more customized. And I don't necessarily want to spend too much time looking for a base, but I think that's what we're gonna do here. Like, we'll spend a little bit of time trying to map out our starter island. See like how big it is, what types of interesting things we can find. See if we can note some landmarks. Can't see it very well, but there's some foliage over here, but I think that's part of Yggdrasil. That being said, I think that I do see some trees over here in the distance, so our island is looking like it's going to be a bit of an interesting shape, or have some other nearby islands. But yeah, so as we kind of wander along the coast here, we'll pick up some extra flint so we can ultimately upgrade our spear a little bit more. Like, we'll be replacing it fairly soon, but I think that going into bronze will give us access to the war pikes. So I'll be using, like I was saying earlier, the war pikes are going to be kind of the main weapon that I use, I think. And the thrown spears will be a little bit more for, say, like, I don't know, hitting like flying enemies like drakes, and then, you know, attacking, say, deer or something from ranged. But that's going to be kind of like our secondary option. Okay, so we have some black forest over here. Some really oddly generated terrain, actually, which is interesting. I don't have any mods that should be affecting terrain or anything, so, like, whatever you see here should be technically vanilla, as far as I'm aware. Okay, so we got a little bit of another, like, island thing going on over there, and there's black forest in there. Looks like this might turn into black forest as well. No, only on that side. Okay. Just kind of looking around. I guess we can still loot things from, you know, houses and stuff like that. Plus, we need to be on the lookout for bees. And there's all these other enemies too, right? So, we haven't seen, like, a fox yet. Oh. Well, you know the rules, and so do I. Sea sheep, merc sheep. That sheep was frozen with fear, or something like that. But yeah, so looking for a nice place to build, looking for random things. 100%, if we find a maypole before we have, like, really established our base, we're probably building there. I love the maypoles in this game. I think that they're super awesome. Plus, it's going to give us an extra comfort, like, really early on, which technically is mechanically helpful. But realistically, even if they didn't, I would still build near them anyways. I consider them to be a sign of good luck. Oh, you know what we can? You know what we can make early? Because it's more of a general set. I'll say that we can make the stag. We can make the stag set, and that can be a. I think that can be a baseline thing too. Like, we can use the stag set, which builds from the leather set. But I'll say that, like, all the classes can use the stag set, except for the mage. Mage doesn't need it, but just for the purpose of, like, some of our later, like our weapon sets that don't don't come in until some of the later biomes. Like stags set early into like heavy metal, the heavier sets if it applies, blah blah blah. Some of the sets, you know, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Like knives is literally just based off the troll set. The hunter set, so bows and crossbows, have their own set that the modder made. So that can be crafted really early as well. Ooh, I think I see bees over there. Bees, bees, bees. Yeah, those are bees. What do we got here? Feathers. Not sure if we're gonna really need feathers for much of anything, but we'll need like a few, because I think that we're gonna end up with the feather cape at some point. The sets don't really have, you know, like associated cloaks, so like, you know, feather cloak is on the table for everybody. Alright, there we go. And the rules, sea sheep, merc sheep. Gotta be keeping a little bit of a better eye on my foods too. I'm not doing a very good job of that right now. Kind of just looking around for like everything else. It's technically a lot of micromanagement in the early game, but that's alright. Okay, so those are black forest trees over there. By the by, I don't know if anybody recognizes or cares, but yeah, these fir trees that you can see in the distance, right here where my cursor is, you know, like those only grow in, you know, like certain biomes. So here in the meadows, you know, we have all the beech trees, we have the oak trees, and we have the birch trees. So seeing a fir tree, you know that that's black forest because the fir trees don't grow in the meadows. So that can be a nice like sign, little tip for early game exploration, etc., etc. Alright, so this is shaping up to be a really, really big starter island. I'm fairly certain that all that landmass out there is connected like up top here. And I don't know how much of like the, you know, southward side past this river that we kind of walked next to. I cut across the meadows because I wanted to kind of come back and retrace, you know, back downwards. But it looks like there's a lot of land too, so there's a lot of stuff to cover, including a troll cave. Oh, okay, so this is the edge. You know what? This is pretty nice. We'll use this troll right here to do a little bit of fine wood farming. I don't think. I mean, we're always going to need fine wood, like no matter what run we're on, but. Alright, there's that. Let me kind of do a little bit of a run around here. Ah, he's trying to cut me off. Oh, that hits? I thought the rock was going to block it. I couldn't see very well. Oh, there's copper right there. Alright then. Yeah, we don't have a rested buff here, so this is a wee bit dangerous. Oh, yep. I'm so lucky that the tree didn't stagger us there. Honestly, it might literally be because of the stupid helmet that I didn't want to craft in the first place. But the helmet might have actually just saved our life there. Not that we would have gone, like, you know, too far anyways, but it's about to be nighttime. So we're gonna get the cold debuff. We don't have rested, that's a little bit bad. Probably need to kill this troll too, because otherwise he's gonna like smash our workbench. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Like, I always worry about items despawning, but it takes several in-game days for items to despawn, so it's probably not that big of a deal. This is kind of normally the type of thing that I'd want to do after getting a base set up. You know, because we're going to want to carry all this copper around, right? Oh gosh. Bad timing on my part. Okay, the Grey Dwarves are starting to roll through. Let's go ahead and take some respite. Or have a brief respite. Can I remember how it's pronounced? Respite or respite? Yep, figured there'd be a troll in here. Well, at least it's not cold. One nice thing about you know, being spears is that we have early pierce damage. Pierce is going to be our main weapon type, so, or main damage type. And trolls are weak to pierce. So of the 3 damage types, you know, we have the best one against trolls. I think I'll just do a little bit of dodging here. Just running away. Get my stamina bar up a little bit better. There we go. And because we were hurt a little bit, I'm trying not to be too greedy with my attacks. Slam. And then slap. Alright. Get a couple of stabs in. Gonna be a slow, grindy fight, but it's okay. I mean, I can't complain too much, right? We're getting our spear skill up. We're already at 17. It's day 2. Hey, Suki. And there we go. Since there was a troll, there's usually chests. Alright, well, that's an upgrade, so we'll take it. I need to go put the Aether trophy up on the thing too. Kind of like wasn't thinking about that. Get some bones, get some hides, steal the gold while we're at it. Yeah, our pockets are very full. Yay, D&D! Kind of wish that I had a glowing something so we could see a little bit better. Yeah, we're carrying a whole lot of stuff, so we really do need to find like a base location sooner rather than later. Ooh, what's this? Rag trousers. I see. Not gonna be using those. Yeah, and troll hide is like super duper heavy too. Alright, so we're gonna try to set up like a chest here. Oh, just kidding, no we're not. Well, at the very least, we should be able to, yeah, hang out in here, get our rested buff going. So I'll probably head back outside for the daytime. We will have the troll continue excavating a bunch of the copper, then we'll take that troll down. And after that, we'll set up like a little bit of a, I guess a camp, right? Like, it won't be our base, but I'll set up like a chest and put some of the heavier stuff in there, like the copper and all that. And then that way it'll be situated. Maybe we'll gather a bit of wood and use the troll cave here as kind of like a, again, a cave base camp. We'll put up like some doors, a workbench, you know, temporary storage, all that jazz. But yeah, Iki, thanks for hanging out during your D&D. I hope that things are going well. Hope that you get to beat up all the bad guys and yeah, do your bard persuasion things if you're playing a bard. Everybody knows about bard persuasion things, right? Right. Surely. You know, with rested and like maybe if I put a fire down here in the entryway, maybe we would be able to do things at night, but I'm a little bit worried about our spear's durability right now. And we're not gonna have a good opportunity, I don't think, to try to put down a... Like, I could try to put down a workbench in the entryway and repair. Maybe I'll do that. Just like sneak out here real quick. Yeah, that was a little cheeky, but I wanted to get that repair in because when we actually do decide to fight that troll, we're gonna need the durability, I think. And especially if we have a bunch of Grey Dwarves that we have to fight too. Yeah, sorry, I kind of zoned out there and like alt-tabbing, but we don't have like a lot to do right now, right? We're just kind of waiting the night out in the safety of the cave. In the safety of the cave, we were hiding from a troll, trying not to get killed by him and all the Grey Dwarves. Something like that. There we go. You know, I guess theoretically I could use the chests in here as storage for right now. You know, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I think I also could have like cooked up some of the meat and stuff too, but that's okay. Okay. I want this out of the way though. We don't need that. Yeah, I hear you. Also, with all the yellow mushrooms, we can upgrade, I think. Yeah, we go from the raspberries. Alright, troll hide stuff. We even have 2 chests to choose from. Look at that. Yeah, that stuff's heavy. Bones tend to be pretty heavy, leathers and stuff. Yeah, the wool's not too bad, but kind of toss the rag out there too. Coal, fine wood. Actually, the troll bones are going to be a lot heavier, but that's kind of funny. I ended up putting that on top of a yellow mushroom. Okay. Hello, troll friend. So most of the great ores should be gone by now. I'm not picking up some of this stuff. But yeah, honestly, that troll cave was a little bit of a blessing. Okay, come on, a little bit further. There we go. Okay, looks like the great ores aren't quite so gone. Yeah, look at all the staggers. Part of the reason why spears are just so good, like, they attack so fast and they do so much staggered, or they stagger, I don't know if it would be like stagger build up, maybe? But yeah, like literally you can like stagger enemies in like 1 to 2 hits. Some of the early game enemies at least. Oh, that's dangerous. I don't think we're quite ready for that guy. I mean, we're gonna have to be, but yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit of a better angle. But yeah, this is one of the nice benefits of spears in the early game. Just having a ranged option on your weapon is very nice. I don't think we're dead, but this is gonna hurt. Alright, let's try to kind of wiggle around here a little bit. Separate the mage from the troll and... I didn't time it right. Ooh, yeah, I think we're dead here. Not quite. It doesn't hurt as much as I thought it was going to. It's just really hard to like separate the enemies here, which is the problem that we're having. Kind of need to like isolate enemies. I need to take care of this guy. Great orbs aren't like super duper crazy, powerful, whatever, but early on, before you have a bunch of armor, they swarm you, and then you have stuff like, you know, the mage and a troll chasing you. A little tough sometimes, but... You know what? Can I put a workbench? Oh. Okay. I want to put a workbench like right there in the entryway, so let's see if I can make a little bit of space here. Copper is going to be really heavy. It's like the 6 pounds. Oh, these are only... Okay, I thought the troll bones were a lot heavier than they actually are. There we go. And I didn't grab more wood because I'm a doofus. That's okay, there's a lot of it right over here, right? Lots of resources. Alright, keep him moving this way. So he's more interested in us than our workbench. Oh, wow. Okay. I genuinely thought I was out of range. So I just stood there. Like, I was holding block, but I literally just, in my brain, I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm out of range. I'll be fine. Wow. Wow. I think that's that tiredness coming in. Like, there's... Genuinely, I should have literally just been like, yeah, I'm not even gonna chance it. Like, I'm just gonna dodge, be safe, blah, blah, blah. This is what I say when I'm like... This is what I mean by when I'm accident prone. Like, sometimes just in the moment, my brain is just like, yeah, I'm safe, and then I'm not. Oy vey. Well, at the very least, we died pretty early. Sea sheep, merc sheep, even though I don't have really food or anything. And I don't have my spear. Gotta follow the rules. Oh, missed the kick. The sheep does a lot more damage to me than I do to it. Oh, it has like a charge attack, so I can just sidestep it. Okay. I didn't actually know that. What the? Wow, that roll was so late. I didn't like actually input the roll right when I rolled. I input it like, I don't know, several, not seconds, but quite a bit before it actually came out. This game's really weird like that sometimes. Like, if you like do an animation, but then you like input like a roll during your animation, sometimes you end up rolling after your animation is done. What is the sheep doing? Like, ran off to Narnia. Bruh, this is already a tough fight. Get back here. There we go. Not even gonna bother picking up the materials. So that's a start to the day. You know what? I literally don't want to follow the rules. I don't want to fight sheep, so I'm just gonna look down. If I don't see the sheep, I don't have to fight it. Honestly, I should probably kind of make a secondary rule of a, okay, like, sheep are kill on sight, sure, but not while you're doing a death run. Death run being like, oh, you died, now you're running back to your body to pick up your gear. It's gonna be like my caveat, my out, so that I don't have to do this. You know what? That's okay, that's officially a rule. There's an asterisk on the sea sheep, merc sheep, and I'm glad I said that because there's another sheep right there. So early, I've already got the Yannis. The Minecraft is addicting. Alright, come back for these mushies. At the very least, we have this troll cave here, so, I mean, the troll cave has been pretty clutch. Let's get our equipment first. You know, not that we have much in the way of gear, but that gets our food back, which is kind of important. I think that workbench might actually be in a spot where the troll can't get to it, so that's cool. Wow, that didn't kill. Also, I've died to that before too. Like a troll, like me rolling an attack and like a troll like pushing a tree stump and me, like, or something like that, like pushing a tree trunk into me while I'm rolling, and then the tree trunk hitting me and killing me. That has definitely happened before. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If there's a dumb way to die in this game, I've probably done it. Or it has probably happened to me. It is simply the way of the gravy. Alright, so we just got a couple more pieces of the copper vein here that I want this guy to hit for us. We can already make the antler pickaxe, you know, so it's like mining isn't that big of a deal per se, and especially getting a good start like this is great. And then we don't really have to worry too much about like core wood. Core wood we can farm for. It's nice to have a good start on fine wood. Leve, peanut gallery is here. Alright, let's try to get him back kind of more towards the... Should slam here. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. The slam attack's really nice because it like goes through the ground because of the AoE, so he'll actually break like pieces of the copper vein underground. We don't have rested buff again. Have a little bit more space to move around out here, which is nice. Slam. Yep. If you wanted to play this like really safe, you could like literally just kind of like throw your spear from ranged and like not get into melee, but then you have to go pick your spear back up, and you know, I've kind of said, like, I don't really enjoy that playstyle too much. It's kind of annoying tracking your spear down sometimes. Especially when you have stuff like this, right? Like, oh gosh, I can't believe that reached. Like, there's just so many items on the ground because of how many things he's destroyed, right? So it's like, either like, you have to play with auto pickup on to get your spear back, or click on it, one of the two. And if you play with auto pickup on, like, you're gonna pick up all of this stuff, and if you end up like picking all this stuff up, and then like becoming over encumbered, you end up like losing your spear on the ground somewhere. It's just extra things that you have to micromanage, you know, like while you're fighting, and you know, I always tell you guys, don't let me multitask. So, extra steps of multitasking, no thank you. couple more stabs should do it. There we go. Alright, it is getting a little bit late in the day. We can turn auto pickup back on now. Ooh, health plus 5? Don't mind if I do. Oh, this is movement skills plus 3 though. Slash damage reduction doesn't matter, ether doesn't matter. Movement skills are nice though, but I think I'd rather have the health right now. Also, we definitely do need to... what am I looking for here? I don't know. Hang on. Alright, so first and foremost, I am going to kind of block off this exit here so that I'm not going in there by accident. Yeah, I don't have 10. Okay. We can gather a little bit of wood here. So we're gonna make, you know, like I was saying, a little bit of a base camp. I'm being attacked by trees. Okay, so... Oh, gosh. Well, that was a nice chunk of damage, even on that 1 star. It's pretty impressive, in a way. But yeah, I think I talked about this a little bit at the end of the mage playthrough, or like kind of part of the way through, something like that. I think we are going to do a little bit more of the enchanting stuff, so we'll be paying a little bit more attention to that and like getting materials and stuff for it, but and we'll do like, you know, some upgrades on the table, so that'll be as we go. So we'll be gathering up more of the magic items for like disenchanting purposes and stuff like that. I should probably put like a chest like right here too. Yeah, that works. What I wanted to do though was put... So I want to put a gate right here so that way I can go in and out of the cave, because we do have some stuff in there that I, you know, want to retain access to. But I wanted to make a little bit of a barrier so that I'm not accidentally walking into the troll cave, like, without meaning to. There's a lot of stuff to carry here, so... It's actually a really nice little, like, convenient troll cave, like, just kind of out in the middle of... Well, not middle of nowhere, but at the very edge of the Black Forest, so it's kind of more like the entryways in meadows. Which is cool. But yeah, so we're gonna... I guess let me take some of the wood out here. So we're gonna make a doorway, entryway type dealie. Can't really quite get the angle I want, but that's okay. Something like that should work. Yeah, we'll give ourselves a little bit more space, I guess. Need a little bit of a roof piece. Okay, the 1 star came back. There we go. So yeah, we can put a little bed in here. We'll make a campfire. Honestly, This will actually kind of work as like a chimney type thing, I think. So we'll do a 26-degree roof, but we'll put it out like that. And then I believe that if we put a little fire right here, smoke should filter out of the corner there, and we'll be okay. Give ourselves a bed right here. Let's just go ahead and sleep off the night, but I'll start gathering all of the items here that we have laying around. But yeah, this is just a nice little base camp. Smoke's not filtering super well. That might help a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what I would do playing, like, trying to play, like, hardcore Valheim. I'm a little too derpy / accident prone, I think. I die to the silliest things. Oh my gosh, I didn't... Okay, well that was dumb. I guess that allows me to do something like this, though. Kind of change up the words. Allows me to change up like the placement. Oh, nice. We got a flint axe as well. No movement speed penalty. Fun. So we can throw away the old one. Like, doesn't really do anything for us to hold on to it. Ugh. Yeah, I might do a little bit of a shorter stream here today. Because of all the Yanni business and the tiredness. Making some really silly mistakes. But, at the very least, you know, we'll run around a little bit. Maybe go wander through the Black Forest a little bit. Try to find like some blueberries. And we'll continue like scoping out the area. How you doing, Mr. Black Bear? Alright, spin the bear. Spin the bear. Watch out for the charge. Ooh. Almost got swiped. There we go. That's the attack we want. Want to see him rear up on the hind legs and swipe his paws. And of course, we don't say no to bacon. Oh yeah, so what you see here, like how we aggroed that boar, I talked about this a little bit at one point, but for those of you who don't know, basically, like when you throw the spear, when it lands, it makes a lot of noise. On top of that, it has a really big like radius that it will actually like aggro things. So like sometimes if you have something here, like it's like, oh, maybe I'm hunting down necks for like trophies or something, but they're all like running away. if I just throw the spear at the ground like this, like it aggroes them from like really, really far away. So instead of running away from me, they're gonna run to me. But also contrary-wise, right? You gotta be careful about that because look, I aggroed all the neighborhood necks. So, you know, gotta be careful with the spear throwing because you're gonna aggro things from really far away and potentially get more trouble than you bargained for, depending. Alright, so for right now, we'll just kind of depot everything. Just keep our inventory clean. Yeah, that works. Alright. Yeah, get a little repair on the spear too, because why not? You never know if you're going to need that little bit of extra durability. And I should definitely be hunting deer as well. Ugh. Alright, so just for the sake of, you know, maybe people tuning in late or just keeping myself on track, I don't know what the heck else to talk about really, so just gonna kind of be like, alright, well, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for a maypole, because that's something I'm always looking for. Gonna keep our eyes out for bees. I just saw a hive right there on that little wooden structure, so we're gonna go get that. I wanted to go look at this clearing anyways because, you know, clearings are basically the place where you're gonna see meadows villages, which is where maypoles spawn predominantly. Nice. I actually have a... Oh, it's a fox. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so in the meadows, you know, like you can get like little farms and stuff like that. So, oh, we can make sag leather pants now. You know what? That's a reason to make the leather chest piece as well. So yeah, we definitely need to keep our eyes on deer. But yeah, so like these little clearings and stuff is where like you're gonna get villages sometimes. The villages have the maypoles. Ooh, the spear didn't one-shot... Wow, the spear didn't one-shot the beehive. That's wild. That's probably saying... yeah, I cannot keep track of like what's going on in my head right now. So yeah, looking for maypoles. We're gonna keep our eye out on deer. We're gonna follow the rules of the sheep. See sheep, merc sheep. We want to keep our eyes out a little bit for like Black Forest stuff. So if we kind of wander over here a little bit, you know, we're going to be wanting to look for carrot seeds, blueberries. I don't know, I should not have thrown that like that. Should have been a little bit more patient. Yeah, I gotta watch out for these charges. Some of the modded animals have, or it seems to be like a recurring theme that a lot of these animals have charges. Like the sheep has a charge, the boar has a charge, the bear has a charge. Yeah, that right there. And it does a lot of damage, but it's really easy to sidestep at least. Top off on my foods, I guess. Hard to follow up though. They go flying past me and then I can't hit them. There we go. I don't remember what the Razorback set does, but the Razorbacks have their own set as well, but I think it's like an early game set. I don't think that it's one that like scales and has like upgrades down the path. Alright. Skellies might be a little bit of an issue early on. Not 100% sure, but... Whoop. Figured I'd come poke up here real quick and see if I can find a treasure chest, but I don't really want to fight these guys. The resistance to pierce damage is obnoxious, and there's a 1-star with a 1-star with a bow. And we are not quite armored for that yet. You know, I also messed up. I should have made my antler pickaxe. Yeah, we also need to be looking out for dungeons when we're in the Black Forest as well. Wasn't thinking about that initially, but that's a 2-star Razorback. What is with the... Like, am I just crazy? Oh, I missed. Like, we're like right next to spawn, and there's like 1-star skeletons, 1-star boars, 2-star boars. I shouldn't be picking a fight with this boar. If anything, I should be letting this boar fight the skeletons. Actually, that's a... Wow. I should have thought about that way sooner. This is what I'm talking about, where I'm kind of derp mode. More derp mode than usual. Sea sheep, merc sheep. You know the rules, and so do I. I should try to tame one of them and name it like Sheep Astley. That would be funny. Alright, this guy's chilled out a little bit here. There we go, that's a good throw. There we go. New item, club. Yeah, it's because I can craft clubs, so we'll see clubs a little bit, but we're just... We'll hang on to it, but we're not going to use it. It's just going to be down here. We want to be able to blow it up. Yeah, we can toss this hoe out. Don't take that out of context. Okay. So real quick, because it's starting to get a little bit later in the day, so we're going to lose like daylight and stuff, and also because I thought about it late, I want to go craft an antler pickaxe. That way we can start seeing rare drops of them. I don't know if I'm going to start setting up beehives yet. I think that's going to wait until we get our main base. Definitely a good idea to keep hunting animals. Keeps our stock of, you know, hides, leathers, and food up. Oh, I completely missed picking up this bee too. Kind of glad that we backtracked. I guess I wasn't even thinking about it, right? Because we getting attacked by like a fox and a grayling on the way in. The structure is actually really hard to jump onto when your jump stat sucks. You know, maybe I should have done like a new game plus style thing where we just take one character and I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, it'd be really cool to just kind of like take one character and be like, alright, let's like try to do several runs and like get all the skills up and stuff like that. Felt like it could have been a little cheesy potentially though, because, you know, like having such a high run slash like jump stat in the early games is kind of a big deal. But, I mean, maybe that would just make things go better. To be honest, so I don't know. Too much to think about. And definitely not easy while one is very, very eepy. This is a very tiny little like patch of Black Forest, so that kind of explains why the Troll Cave ended up being the way that it is. Alright. Yeah, look at that, we like already need so much more storage. There's just so many items. As of such, let's go ahead and do like a shelving unit. That sounded weird, shelving unit, but yeah, we'll make like a shelf. Wait, did I really not have like wool in any of these? Anywhere? What? Okay, that's weird. And no deer hide either. Oh, they're like in here, huh? Yeah, slipped my mind a little bit there that we had a bunch of stuff in here. Alright, well, so now I don't really need access to the back cave, but yeah, back cave. Sounds kind of like the bat cave, but make ourselves an antler pickaxe. That'll go there. Wow, there's a lot of angry things at us. There are things angry at us, huh? I think I might take the Aether. Yeah, we need to go get the Aether ability too. That would be good, so. Mostly. Okay, I thought this was a grayling too. I was gonna say like, oh, it's mostly graylings out here, but it seems like there's a lot of activity. This is part of the reason why I don't like building next to black forests, like not like super duper close, just because like base activity tends to draw in a bunch of gray dwarves. And it can just be annoying, like while you're trying to just do base stuff and you just constantly have little dudes trickling over and causing issues. Okay, so I was, no, I gotta cut back through this meadows. I was thinking that I wanted to go back to tracing like the island a little bit more. Something, plans always changing. But I think there was a rare item that I forgot to pick up. See sheep, mark sheep. And yeah, I can literally see it off in the distance. I kind of just left it there on the edge. Oh wait, never mind. That is a different item. The one I was thinking of was over there, but maybe I did pick that up. I'm not even sure anymore. No idea what's going on, apparently. Yeah, get him, bear. Get him. Yeah, look at that bear go. Bear's doing it. Oh, we almost got charged. Oh, we got chomped though. Oh, the high ground messing us up because of our bad hitbox. And just the way that hitboxes in this game work. Okay, so I did pick up this item. I'm just being a little ditzy here, apparently. Okay, I think I see water down there, though. Yeah, I definitely do. Oh, that was a pretty good shot, if I do say so myself. Don't want to, pat myself in the back too much, but I mean, can anybody disagree that that was a good shot? It seemed like a good shot. It definitely feels like there's been a lot more, I don't know, I don't want to call it like mountainous terrain, but like these elevated like parts of the meadows with a lot more rivers and stuff. Like, feels like this is a lot more common for world generation nowadays than it used to be. I have generated a lot of worlds in my time. Also, I kind of want to go check that treasure chest over there, but I don't think it's worth it. This island is very big, though. This looks like a boar stone mixed with a copper node. 1-star boar. I would say this is one of the few downsides of the spears. We don't really have good, like, area control. Our attack is very much front-facing, basically single target almost. Not entirely, because, like, we can hit multiple targets. They just have to be kind of right next to each other. Oh, there's a pig in there. Okay, so we're gonna call this copper plus boar stone. Yeah, look at the boars. So many of them. That's a good amount of leather for right now. But alright, looks like this corner is very much Black Forest. We might get a couple more tin here and there. A couple of spawners. I think we'll just take them out. I I don't foresee me building anywhere near this, so I don't think that this would be like a spawner type thing that I want to keep close, you know, like, I think it's good to have like a spawner close to base, but, or access to a spawner, something like that, in case you want to farm Great Advize, yada yada. These seem a little out of the way though. Maybe I should have tried to parry that. I'm gonna try to parry in the next one. There we go. Yeah, not too shabby. How's our weight? Oh, we are very full, so yeah, no more tin. Just gonna guess, but I'm gonna put that there's a spawner over here. Ah, blueberries. Good old bluebus. Just what the doctor ordered. Oh, that's like 4 bushes all on top of each other. It's phenomenal. So now we just kind of need some carrot seeds to kind of top off our little resource cake here. See a little bit more witch eye. I don't think that we're going to need a lot of witch eye, but like with the plant everything mod, we can, you know, we'll have a garden and we'll put that in it. I think I saw some carrot seeds across the way. Unless that was just the thistle. My eyes are playing a little tricksies tricks on me. Yeah, okay. That's okay. I'm sure there will be more carrot seeds. Or there will be carrot seeds, something like that. We'll find them. I kinda wanna mark that copper node over there too. But I don't particularly want to fight the bear. Yeah, he spotted me now. Probably gonna have to fight the bear. But just in case we build somewhere out in like one of these meadows, considering that we're going to be making the bronze armor set, we might actually need a few different copper nodes, so that's why I feel a little bit more of a need to go out of my way to mark copper nodes in like close, I don't know if close proximity is correct here, but yeah. Yes, yes, hello piggy. Whoa, piggy, calm down. Also, since we're using the PlantEverything mod, my plan is to try to maybe do a little bit more. We'll try to make it like a cute little garden type thing. Do a little bit like more with it, and I don't know. Make it very aesthetic. That being said, I don't know how much time I'll actually spend on base building and all that stuff, but we will at least attempt to do something. Like, you ultimately do always need a base. You need a place for all your stuff, and you need places for your workbenches and all that stuff. So I enjoy base building, at the very least a little bit, so I like to try to do different things and, you know, make each run have its kind of unique thing. What do we got here? A magic rag tunic that we don't need. You know, I could also be doing like print seeds. Might be a good idea. Even though we can kind of see all over the meadows anyways, like if I get like a ping for meadows like farm, then that's a chance, you know, that it has a maypole, etc., etc. Alright, so we just need to wander up here, basically. We'll go shoot past the spawn, put our Ichthyr trophy up, and get our, whatchamacallit, our power, our Forsaken power. There we go. Couldn't think of what it was called. Oh, sea sheep, merc sheep. Barely just went like right over its back. Angry Foxy. Yeah, we're just a little over encumbered here. It's okay. Our little base camp storage is already starting to get full. So something to be careful of. Yeah, it's especially going to fill up really fast with all the different items that we're going to be hoarding. So we do definitely need to get like a base situated sooner rather than later. Let's see here. 10 flint, 10 wood. Our flint is somewhere. I'm not gonna go too crazy on like organization for stuff right now, just because you know, this is a temporary base. It's not supposed to be permanent. So we're gonna have to like move all this stuff eventually. We're missing one fox pelt to get stag leather pants. So let's go ahead, use some of our deer hide, make the leather chest piece, so that at the very least we have the chance. Where is my deer? Okay. My brain was like, just like, oh, these look the same. Not deer. Next chest. What's better? 5 health and 2 physical damage reduction? Probably. Fire reduction, 6%. Probably all that is better than 1 singular armor. Well, let's equip the leather. You know what? I like the leather tunic better though. Just gonna rock it. Wait, we don't have room. Alright, whatever. Hopefully we'll drop a new one then. The rag tunic looks a little not great. We just crafted the leather tunic just to throw it away. Feels bad. I almost went into the cave rather than, you know, out into the world. That would have been a little silly. But yeah, let's see this. That boar got aggro from so far away because I threw the spear. Come hither, light of the day. Yeah, we have a lot to explore. Gosh, I say a lot, don't I? Maybe I'm just being overly self-conscious. Yeah. But we have like this piece of land that looks like it extends very far out to the west. We have this piece over here that extends over to the east. So there's just a lot of area that we're gonna have to cover, which in a sense is good, because I think I said this in the vanilla playthrough too, but it's like the further, you know, that our starter island extends, the more biomes that we're likely to see and have ground access to. Not that that's going to be like too important for the most part. Like, we have teleport metals on, so it's going to be pretty easy just getting around once we're kind of situated and geared up a little bit better. Once we get a little bit more into the bronze too, like I should probably be marking oak trees as I see them. Probably. Okay, I think I also want to gather a little bit more wood here. I plan on putting, like, if this river cuts all the way through, I'm gonna want to make a little bridge that goes across the river to get to the other side. I want to start scoping out the mountain that we saw, like where we spawned in. Depending on how big it is. It looks like it's pretty sizable though, so I don't think that we're going to be in the position to make a mountain base for this playthrough. If I was going to make my base there, it's going to need to be one of the smaller mountains that doesn't really spawn anything except for maybe like some night wolves or something. Did not mean to pause there. Alright, let's not, I don't want to get too caught up on farming for wood. I'll just pick up nodes as we run along here. I did kind of see like what looked like a little bit of like a meadows clearing over there though that I wanted to check out. Yeah, like right up there. There's it looks like it's a little bit more of an open meadows clearing, so eventually the plan is to, you know, create a bridge over there and then go scope it out. Well, that looks good too. There's an oak tree. It's usually a sign of a meadows clearing. But yeah, I think if we can, I want to build a little bit further away from the Black Forest than we did in the Mage Run, because we were just constantly being harassed by Black Forest spawns. Kind of meadows clearing here, nothing too special. Don't see any oak trees, no structures of any kind. This is a nice looking spot. And what am I looking at here? Black Forest from down there? Yeah. No, and we got another Aether altar. Okay. So let's mark this oak. Just because I might come back through here and try to get some acorns later on. Don't really have a reason to, like, get more Aether shrines, you know, but I don't know. If we end up like building out here or something, right? Like I don't know, when if we at the end of the run if we do another boss rush, then it'll be handy to have an Aether nearby. Oh, let me check something real quick too. What is... I'm just double checking what... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, yeah, we just need copper to get into the war pikes, so that's good. And Elder has a war pike for us. Okay, so it would be really cool to drop that from Elder, but we'll see. Aether's weapon is a crossbow. Okay. I was just double checking, like, I don't know the modded boss weapons super duper well as of yet. But each boss has like 1 or 2 weapons that they drop from the mod. And I'm trying to kind of familiarize myself with them. So when we get to the archery run, you know, like, we might try to kill Aether a few times to try to get his weapon, like the... Oh, well. And there it is. Sea sheep, merc sheep. The rule I must follow because reasons. And so our bridge is going to be stupid. It's going to be a very interesting bridge, to say the least. Do something like that, probably. I was going to say, I'm not sure if that will actually stick or not. Is that going to be high enough? I don't know. Good enough. Alright, we'll get a little bit more wood on this side. Hopefully the Grey Dwarves will make their way over by the time we're done. Come on, guys. You can do it. Maybe. Seems like they're having a little bit of trouble making it up on land. A bear, too? From this far away? Goodness gracious. These guys are having a lot of issues with the terrain, apparently. Was that the charge? Like, literally didn't go anywhere. You know, I can't complain too much about bears. Fighting bears showing up in the early game. Because bear meat's really good. Okay. He needs to get over here, though, so I can spin the bear. There's a charge. A couple stabs. Yeah, that was dangerous. He doesn't hurt that much. Just a little bit. Okay, let's get another pole over here. for a little bit more stability. I think I'll also chop this log over here. Try not to get the wet debuff. Oh gosh. And I almost got it anyways. Doing something completely different. It's like right there. Alright, there we go. Oh, also our hoe is not in the right spot. Okay. Bridges. And all of this just because I made a dumb rule a long time ago based off of something that didn't actually occur. I know, it's not a real rule, not really, but I've been following it, so I'm calling it a rule. But all because, like, if we weren't playing with EpicLoot and the chance to just, like, drop items, right, I would have used a ton of wool making our armor for the mage playthrough. So that's why I came up with the rule of, you know, see sheep, merc sheep, because it's supposed to be like, oh, every time you run into a sheep, you know, like, they're not necessarily plentiful per se, but they also mostly only show up in the meadows. So when I, like, originally played with these mods and stuff, like, I was always, like, really, really low on wool. And so, like, there were several points where I kind of, during the playthrough, I had to, like, go and, like, run around in the meadows trying to find dark horns so I could actually get the wool that I needed for my armor. But that was when I wasn't playing that one with EpicLoot, so I had to make everything myself. And because of the way that EpicLoot kind of functioned, like, we really didn't actually craft that much of anything, like armor and weapon wise. So I didn't actually end up using the wool, I just kind of stockpiled it over the course of the playthrough, so it's a little silly. And realistically, I don't need wool for any other playthrough except a mage thing, because the wool is, like, specifically for mage robes, but I don't know. I'm trying to make it a meme, I guess. I'm trying to make sheep happen. I'm also gonna go hunt that fox over there. That's gonna need to happen, just because, like, apparently we need the fox pelts for the stag armor stuff. Although, admittedly, like, we're probably moving straight into, like, metal armor once we get a base established. Not really seeing, like, a whole... Not really seeing any place that really calls to me, though, honestly. I don't think we need to check much of this area, but I guess just for completion's sake. At the very least, we get extra boar meat for taking out the sheepies, so it's not like a completely useless thing. Honestly, I think if they just dropped wool, maybe I would stop trying to force the meme so much, and I don't know, I might do it anyways. I'm really tired, and I'm really tired of attacking sheep just because I saw them. I'll keep following the rule for now, but I mean, you guys let me know in the chat or the comments or whatever. If you want me to keep up the meme, keep the meme running strong. Because if nobody cares, then I'm just gonna let it go eventually. I think I'm gonna just not keep trying to make sheep happen. And there's the rain. Yeah, they're really just, I mean, it's not like there's it's not like there's not places for us to build. Like, there are some nice open areas with pretty flat terrain and all that stuff. Just nothing that seems very interesting. Oh, right. I did need to go, what, over on the other side, right? And check that out. So there was like a clearing area that I wanted to check. Alright, I guess we'll just go do that. Maybe I should depot first. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So we're definitely off to a little bit of a slower start here, mostly just because I'm having trouble, you know, finding a base location that I want to build at. Had that, like, death. But, I mean, it's not like we haven't gotten a bunch of resources, and good resources at that. Like, we already have access to fine wood. We have an entire copper node that's just waiting to be smelted, basically. We haven't explored the Black Forest itself too much, so it's not wild that we haven't really, you know, found a dungeon, but I feel like normally if you were playing a game like, I feel like normally if you were playing Valheim like this, by now you probably would have at least kind of started wandering the Black Forest, but I don't know. Guess it depends on where your priorities are, right? And in my case here, priority is to find a base location. Maybe find ourselves a maypole. You know, I could cheese a little bit. Just a little bit. I could ping for maypoles and just see if we have any instead of looking for them. Or instead of, like, you know, actively searching for them, but and I don't think that would be too cheesy. I mean, this is a funsy run anyways, right? So it's kind of a do what I want. Do what you want because a Viking is free. You are a Viking. I'm game. Alright. Dev commands, turn on, find maypole. Yep, that's the one. Piece, maple. Boom. Ah, well, there you have it. The search would have been in vain. There is just not a maypole on this map. Oh, the tree got in the way. I think we have the armor to tank like the sheep now anyways, so I'm not too worried about them at this point. You know, the fun thing though is it's March. already, right? So, I mean, pretty soon here, we're going to be able to craft maypoles. Not really worried about Great Orc mage damage in the rain. Wet debuff actually working in our favor instead of against us. But yeah, I don't remember exactly like what time of the year that they give us the maypole and the flower crown, but we'll either be getting that here like sometime in the spring or maybe around like June, July, so a couple months away, not too far. So, let's see. What should the game plan be? Once again, this is not permanent. This is just temporary storage. We have like a lot of, you know, like overflow and just a bunch of stuff. So I want to build like near Black Forest, but not in Black Forest or like right on the border. I guess technically this little Black Forest I could probably just spawn proof and it might not be an issue. To be like, but I don't know. And I guess that, you know, having pinged that there's not a maypole, like the clearings are a lot less appealing, I suppose. And honestly, like, our spot out here isn't too bad. Like, this open area over here, with a little bit of cleanup of the rocks and stuff, like, this is a pretty good open space. A little hilly, though. But I guess I'm not like super in a rush anyways, right? To go too crazy, so we can take a little bit more time kind of wandering around. I do want to check out the mountain though before I commit to anything. I think that we should go give the mountain a little peek-see and see what's up. That was weird. That deer looked like it was like running from something. And I thought that I just startled it, but apparently I hadn't. I don't know what the AI is doing today. Enemy AI is acting all sorts of wonky. Oh. So, one thing I was gonna say is I believe that the way that I want to do our base build eventually, because I discovered that, you know, Lansing is an actual, like, town, village, city, whatever it is in the UK, I wanted to maybe try to, like, pull some inspiration from their architecture for our world, for our base build. And I'm probably not going to do like a big old base build today. It's kind of more just like I'd like to find a location, build a temporary like place to just store stuff, you know, get our workbenches situated, you know, a place to sleep, and some storage containers. And then from there, it'll be like, we'll spend some time farming in order to get a whole bunch of like wood and stuff. And from there, then we'll try to actually build the base. So, you know, I don't really know how far over I should be going. I'm just gonna build another bridge like on this side instead of running all the way out here to this other one. So, I need a little bit more wood first though. You know what? We have an axe, and eventually we'll need, you know, wood chopping skill, at least a little bit. It'll help. So might as well just use it for trees instead of using our weapon for trees. This peaceful meadows music. Just vibing a little bit. Alright, so flatten the ground a little bit here, and try to raise the ground up a little bit here. I should be working on my blocking skill a little bit more too, I think, but that's alright. Probably alright. Hopefully alright. I don't know why I like to start my bridges with this piece right here, the wood stairs, I guess. I don't know, just to get it a little bit elevated. We will also put a pole there. Yes, that's blue. Very nice. Some support. That's probably the last piece that'll go there. Oh, that works. Because that should be blue, yeah. I know I said I like the stair pieces. Yeah, you know what? I'll just leave it there. It'll look a little bit like a support piece, I guess. Almost makes me want to put another one in, like just for aesthetics. Even though I'm probably not going to be looking at this much, if at all, so I don't know. Kind of pointless. But whatever. Something I should be keeping in mind and like doing more often is using stuff like that, like just for the aesthetics. I also realize, it's like, I was thinking about the other spots, kind of, down by where our little base camp is, right? Like, this would be really convenient for, like, all the copper and stuff, but having, access to, like, a mountain nearby might be really beneficial as well. So there is merit to, even if we don't like if the mountain's small, we could build on it. If the mountain is big, we could just build near it. And then when we're ready to go into the mountain biome, like, it'll be close by, which isn't a bad thing. Yep, sea sheep, merc sheep. I gotta find another phrase that works better. Sea sheep, merch sheep does not roll off the tongue. And I don't know, sea sheep, kill sheep sounds kinda brutal. I don't know if I like that one as much. The calming meadows music is putting me to sleep. It is lulling me. Not sure how I'd feel about building over here just for a boar stone, but this is like a really nice open place. Might not be as flat as I want it to be though, because I think that I'm gonna do some like elevated wall type business. Not really sure. But in order to do that at like a good height, I think that I want a mostly flat starting area. This looks like as good a place as any. As good a place as any. For a little bridge crossing. Somewhere like right there would have been good too, where you can kind of see a little bit of the curve of the terrain. Don't know if I have enough wood for this though. Wasn't really paying attention to how much wood I have. Don't take that out of context. I started this pretty high, didn't I? Yeah, did start that really high. Okay. That's not gonna work. This might be a little bit better. Trying to get a good angle here. This doesn't really quite like line up very well. And I got an extra platform down there that I need to break. That works. It's good enough. It's functional, and honestly, we're probably not gonna be using it. Like, we might use it one more time. One more time. Oh, my Aether buff is like already back up again. Alright then. This whole area feels very mountainous though, with like the really big, you know, like cliff and... You know, that area over there looks, from here at least, looks very flat. I don't remember it being that flat when I was over there though. I think it's probably just the rendering. It's making it look weird. Oh, nice. 45% durability. It's actually one of the problems that the antler pickaxe has, is just its lack of durability. Well, maybe not lack of durability, but pretty easy to like burn through it and break it. Though on, you know, on that same coin, it's really easy to fix because it's just a workbench. Alright, we got a dungeon around here. It's nice. I don't really have the stats for tanking skeletons too well, so I'm gonna play a little more careful, I guess. Being a little reckless, but you know, the elevation of this mountain might not actually be too high, so this might actually be a good mountain for building. Oh, that fox got absolutely annihilated. Bobbing and weaving. Yes, I mostly fought those skeletons because I wanted to mark the dungeon, and then I almost just lost my train of thought and went wandering off. Alright, dungeon. Yeah, I mean, we might just be a little bit elevated already anyways, just based on the area, but not sure how much elevation is actually on this mountain. Like, this doesn't look like it's high enough to really spawn much of anything. Oh no. Let's check it out. Oh, is it gonna be a blizzard? Yep, it is a blizzard. Okay. So just really fast. Okay. I guess we could have also just run around the mountain instead of going on top of it, but kind of wanted to check the, you know, elevation. This side at least is not too high, and it looks like this is probably the high point of it. And I didn't see any like obsidian or anything like that. Yeah, this might actually be low enough to justify building on. Although, we will then be building next to a black forest. Oh, wait. Oh, are wood shields just like one of the default, like, you can craft these recipes? Because that would make that, I mean, it has to be, right? Because that's the only reason we would get a wood shield since we haven't crafted one. Put that there, though. Hey, hey, Mr. Bear, what are you doing over there? Knock it off. I guess we take this with us, right? Because we want to disenchant it eventually. Yeah, I can see maybe some stuff going with that little part of the mountain over there, going with the like natural formation of the terrain. This is mountain biome. Oh my gosh, why is this still mountain biome? Like on the minimap, we're very much not in the snow. It's kind of annoying. Gonna have to be careful while kind of roaming around here. Yeah, like it looks like a very kind of longer mountain. I will have to be careful here because even the smaller mountains I think can still spawn wolves at night. So like I gotta be very cautionary of the edges here. And it's a little tall right there. And it looks like it gets taller over there too. Come on. Show me meadows. Thank you. But yeah, I think if we build on that side, at the very least, like, we shouldn't be bothered too much by things because of the elevation. I don't think that this mountain is going to be particularly good for, you know, actual mountain exploring for materials and stuff, but we might get some drakes every once in a while. And then again, yeah, like, pretty sure that wolves will be a thing, but just means more wolf pelts and wolf meat early on, right? I suppose that I'm not fully committed to the idea just yet, but I definitely am I'm leaning towards the mountain build. That's for sure. We're also getting a pretty good ways away from spawn at this point, too. Yeah, the tiredness is really starting to creep in as well, so definitely think that at this point I am giving up on the idea of sea sheep, merc sheep. I was trying to hold out, but you know, at least for the full episode, give people a chance to maybe watch the VOD and say a thing. But the wanting to explore and not wanting to go out of my way to merc sheep is, yeah, very powerful. Okay, so this is frost damage reduction. If I equip this, I still have the cold debuff, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So that is unnecessary. We're just taking it with us for disenchanting purposes. Our inventory is getting pretty full though. I don't know why I'm gathering so many raspberries either. With PlantEverything, I don't need as many, like, as we normally do. Oh, I didn't even hear these. Alright, well, we got bees. It's like 6 or 8 bees already. Definitely a good amount. But yeah, so the reason I was talking, or at least noting about, you know, like how we're getting away from spawn, right? Is because I was very interested in the landscape that was poking out over here. We are getting to the point where it's very possible that we could start seeing swamp very early. Not that I really want to go play around in the swamp per se, but, you know. Finding out where it is early on is not bad at all. So many piggies. I don't feel like marking the borestone. I don't think we're gonna need it. This terrain is basically about as flat as it actually gets. Spot would be decent too. Almost like its own little, I don't know, like peninsula type thing. There's so many different terms for the way that water surrounds land. So I forget like what each of them is, because there's like peninsulas and fjords and a couple other words that escape me because I don't use them on a daily basis. But yeah, like this little spot right here that's like has a river cut through but then sticks out a little bit in the ocean is all meadows. It's fairly flat. This would definitely be a decent spot for building a larger base with like raised terrain. I think it's like the biggest area of kind of flat land that we've seen thus far, at the very least. Do we have corewood? We have corewood. Not that it's like super big or crazy that there's corewood here, but we hadn't touched it yet, so. Yes, the Fletcher table. We won't be using too much of that until we get to the archery run, whenever that will be. I'm still very torn on the archery run because I don't like crossbows, right? But it feels like one of the things that we should do, at least eventually. But I'm not sure whether we should do like a bows run and then a crossbows run, or if we should just kind of use them together. Because like, I feel like a lot of the time I'm just going to default to using bows instead of the crossbows. But I don't know. Having a little bit of trouble reaching through the ivy here for this chest. Okay, so we don't need this, but we'll take it. Put dandelions away. We still don't need a ton of them for anything. But yeah, we'll take that for disenchanting purposes. Honestly, if it gets really bad, I might actually just I might add the backpack mods after this particular episode. So like, because it does seem like we're filling up a lot of the time, like, on just carrying around extra stuff. Like, how many slots am I wasting right now? 1, 2, at least 3 right now. And this is just right now, this is the early game, but I'm holding 3 extra slots of things just for disenchanting mats. So, the more I think about it, the more it's like backpacks seem like a good plan. I think I'm gonna skip enchanting backpacks though. I know there's some stuff that you can do, or at least you used to be able to do some really cheesy stuff with backpacks and like EpicLoot and enchanting. You could enchant your backpack to be I also don't know exactly how it works in like with this mod pack. But the mod pack we were using at the time, like backpacks were like an item in your inventory, but then you could like enchant them and you could make them weightless, and then when you put items inside of them, because it is only counting the backpack weight, them being weightless basically applied to all of the items inside of it too. So you could like literally have like 1,000,000 ore in your backpack, and because it was weightless, it literally just didn't weigh anything. Which, in a sense, was really fun, but it was also a little broken. Maybe a lot of broken, but I don't want to get too crazy on all the shortcuts and super cheesiness from mods and stuff like that. So we will not be doing that. Though, again, that was a while ago, and I think that's a different backpack mod, because it doesn't quite look like the backpack mod that that I saw from the Nick Rockcliffe video. Like, that one didn't really look like it was like an item that you would like enchant per se. So I don't think it functions the same way. So it might not even the super cheesy brokenness might not even be like an option. So if that's the case, then like things are fine. And then I probably just rambled about nothing, but whatever. Okay, so there's like some spawners, and I don't know where the heck this all goes, but I didn't feel like crossing the river. We need to start heading back, to be honest. Like, our backpack is super duper full. Backpack, our inventory. This goes really, really far too. Gosh, did I already use Aether buff and it like came back again? I'm so spaced out. So, I apologize for that, guys. I plan on actually sleeping tonight. That being said, I mean, that doesn't really do much. Tomorrow is an off day for us. We can drop something. We can drop raspberries. I don't think, well, we don't really need that many blueberries either, now that I'm thinking about it, because we can just plant them, so there's that. Ugh. Alright, quick marker. Not that quick because, you know, not the fastest draw in the West. Big old angry bird. Huh. Weird water puddles, because I don't... Or at least they feel weird, because I don't think that we're that close to sea level, are we? Guess I should go... If I want to see sea level, I should go poke my head out over this way, right? Huh. Okay. I guess we are a lot closer to sea level than I thought we were. Thought we were elevated a bit, to be honest. I think the sleepiness in the mountain and all the jabbering is kind of made me lose track of what's going on. Yeah, whatever. Probably won't need much of boar trophy, so let's leave that behind. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I always end up like collecting trophies, even though there's not really a Like, a lot of the time I just have no use for them. Some trophies are more useful than others, with the way the mods are. I know I said I was gonna start like heading back, but I also think that ocean might be kind of just around the river bend, so to speak. But I've been wrong before. You guys hoarding any treasure up here? It's always hard to tell exactly, like, if the skelly structures are gonna have, you know, treasure chests or not. These ones that are, like, several floors and actually have, like, an intact, like, top floor sometimes do. Okay, well, I'm seeing a lot of trees. A lot of trees, so... might not be that close to sea after all. Oh! We found Haldor though, so that's cool. That was fast. Do I want to pay him a visit? That is the question. Because that would help me clear out a couple of inventory slots. I have a few like ambers to sell. Okay, just an inventory slot. I did kind of mean to get a little bit more into showcasing like the bounties and stuff from Haldor. So yeah, you know what? Let's wander over here. Say a little hi. You know, spare ourselves an inventory slot, and then we can also pick up like a bounty. Also not a bad decision in the end. We ended up finding the... oh, there's the Elder. Well, yeah. So yeah, this was a good little adventure for sure. Alright, so what do we got here? We're not gambling at all. That's just not happening. But... we can pick up bounties. Let's go ahead and pick up the boar bounty, just because, like, I'm not scared of a boar. So my question ultimately ends up being, like, this little section of water here, how big is that? It could just be like a small little lake type thing. I wasn't really paying that close of attention to it. There's also a dungeon right here next to Haldor. Alright, so even though we died, this is a really, really good start to the early game. So, I'm gonna say, I think this might be what I would call like a blessed seed. Like, we found Haldor by accident, we found the Elder already, like right close to each other. Our starter island is very big. And honestly, having like, you know, first couple of bosses, not having to sail at all to get to them, this is normally what I would consider a blessing as well. Yeah, this bit of water must be really small, because like looking out this way towards the Elder, right, like I don't see any water. So it's probably just like a small lake type thing, essentially. Might as well just pick up the deer mats, they're right there. So I think that what the plan should be here is we will go beat up that boar for our bounty. Also, this looks like it's a dungeon. I want to find the entrance. There it is. And I might have to fight here a little bit. I need to do a little tiny bit of inventory management. Yeah, I figured I was holding resin. Okay, so these are rag trousers, so we don't care about those. Rag trousers, still don't care about those. 7% luck though. And stamina regen? Alright, consider me sold. We're downgrading from leather, but it's okay. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get like super duper lucky and with that luck plus 7 stat, get like a really powerful like epic item or something. That being said, I mean, it's going to be an item that we've already crafted, so like even if it were like a, whoa, look at this epic item, it's going to be like an epic flint spear at best. Right? So, I mean, if we can, air quotes, if we can help it, we don't really want to use up our luck early on. Alright, you guys do you. I am... Oh, I already have this marked. I'm silly. Oh, that skeleton literally just, like, ignored the heck out of that mage and was like, yeah, I want the Viking. The Viking needs to perish. But yeah, like, honestly, just being closer to Haldor, amongst other things. We don't need wool. Definitely making this mountain build idea all like juicier and juicier. Okay, honestly, well, whatever. I guess I was gonna say like that affix on the hammer literally does nothing. Don't care about damage reduction with a hammer out, but I mean, I'm just gonna take it because in the long run, you know, I can just toss out the old hammer, and then if I find a better hammer, I'll just disenchant this one, so it's kind of like taking it with us for a time, right? And looking at our really silly looking clothes and the big old giant spear on our back that doesn't look like you would actually ever do that for reals, just totally reminds me of FF14. I do really feel like a early game FF14 Lancer. Got the bad leather gear that you basically might as well just not have on because it doesn't actually do much, and doesn't look that great. Spear is so ridiculously oversized for no reason. Maybe it's not that oversized, but you know, I gotta poke fun at it a little bit. So this side of the mountain definitely does look a lot more, you know, sizable mountain that probably has spawns and maybe some stuff on it. Also, a fun thing is because we're not going to be making any magic stabs or anything, right? Like, we don't actually have to do the tree farming that we were doing in the mage run. since we don't need the magic wood. It's only used for staves. There's some wizard butter right there. Yeah, it looks really tall on this side for sure. Probably doesn't have like a cave on it or anything like that. Just kidding, it definitely does. Alright then. I see you, mountain. So it just has like a low side basically. Which is the other side, but I think if we were to build on that side it would be fine. And I think I am leaning that way too. Cause like building on this side seems a little bit of a pain. It's very steep on this side. If it kind of had like a little bit more of a flat like plateau around this area down here, then I would say that this side would probably be better for our purposes. It doesn't mean that I won't build here anyways, to be honest, but and it looks like a lot of this ends up still being like meadows too, which is kind of nice. So even if we build a little bit into the mountain biome, like this area might work. Because along here we can kind of just flatten it out, and then we can terraform a little bit into the side of the mountain. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. So I'm gonna put a little cliff note there. This might work. And like this way right here, right? Like even like it's meadows. Changes the mountain right there, but this right here is meadows. And even with just like 2 levels, you know, like we can definitely kind of flatten this out and terraform a little bit and have quite a bit of space. And we'll still catch a whole bunch of like the snow on building pieces and stuff like that, even while being in meadows. So it won't necessarily matter if we don't have like, you know, a fire buff going all the time. That's kind of the secret of building in mountains is getting your fires going so that you have the fire buff around. What can I drop? I can drop some wood. And then not only that, but it's like, even though this is very, very, I don't know, steep, just with a little tiny bit of terraforming, like the hoe, you know, like I want to build probably over there, but I could take this area right here, flatten it out, and grow like trees and stuff on it, and still have like a tree farm, that type of a thing. Not sure exactly where, like, we'll have to check like where the borders are too. But I think with the PlantEverything mod, it doesn't even matter if we're in the mountains. I think we can still plant like crops and stuff, and they should grow. So like we should be able to have a garden even if it's in the mountain biome. Something like that. Oh, this spot would be really good too. Oh yeah, I see a wolf up there. Alright. Huh, that's interesting. So this says meadows, but when I'm hovering over it in, you know, on the map, it says mountain. but this whole area is all meadows, like everywhere where the grass is. Okay, that's mountain. This is meadows. That's interesting. Alright, let's get a little bit into trouble, because why not? I mean, there's a lot of reason of why not, but, you know. Oh, the wolf pathed away. I was trying to make noise to pull the wolf over, but wolf apparently was having none of it. The wolf chose life today. Oh, right. That's one thing we are going to have to be wary of, though. Cultists. Quick, piggies, get him. Oh, he got his healing buff on. Alright, piggies, don't run into the cold, but go get him. Go get the mage. Yeah, I was afraid of that attack. Trying to get him to target the piggy. Piggy, we can take him. But I need you... Okay, well, I'm losing piggies at this point. It's not happening. That is something that we will have to keep note of if we are going to live in/around the mountains, though. Even the low areas can spawn the cultists, and I kind of forgot about that. Or the mages. That is a big consideration. So maybe near mountain is actually better. I forget which mod they're a part of, because honestly, like, I think they might be part of Wizardry. So in order to do cool bases like mountain bases, like, I don't feel super comfortable with those mages roaming around. They can be very destructive to buildings. And then if you're just kind of roaming around, at least while you're getting your base situated, right? Like, they can be really big pains. But if they're part of the Wizardry mod, we might just not need the Wizardry mod. Like, the only thing that it adds for the weapon classes, basically, is, like, potions and extra enemies. And with the Bog Witch's meads, like, they fulfill kind of the same purpose as potions, so the potions might not be so necessary. I might want to turn off Wizardry, basically. That being said, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could just deal with it. It'll add a little bit of risk reward business going on, something like that. Okay, I can't hit this Grey Dwarf. There we go. It's all peaceful now. Fire buff. Fire good. Yeah, I might just build like somewhere around here. What was that? Oh, hey, look, a fen ring. That's rare. There's not really a reason to mess with that. that would be the potential, you know, like epic flint spear, but other than that, that dude is gonna be hard to kill and is not, there's not really much like upside, mostly just downsides. I'm not gonna fight that. I'm gonna do the smart thing and wander off. Alright, I'm officially calling it. I'm gonna start leaving the sheep alone. Part of it is the sleepy, part of it is the we need to go, you know, get home. This has been a very long adventure. And we're running a little bit low on the durability of our spear. And we still have a bounty right here to take care of, so. But yeah, finding Haldor before we even have like our base location picked out is a very interesting I guess turn of events. I definitely want to build closer to Haldor, and I definitely want to do a little bit more of like the bounty system and, you know, gambling and stuff, so I think that'll be good too, because, you know, one of the issues that we may have with some of our whoa, that fish is huge. One of the issues that we're gonna have with, like, I don't know, the fact that we have to make stuff is, well, maybe issue is not the right term, but we are gonna have like kind of more specialized loot, right? Since it's going to be picking loot from stuff that we've crafted. But we also have to craft it first, so. Terror the Slayer. Bounty vanquished. Bacon! But yeah, in order to move all of our stuff, we are going to have to, we'll probably use our forward operating base for a little bit to at least just get like portals situated. So, you know, we're going to need some more fine wood, some surtling cores, great orf eyes, and then we'll basically run back up here. We'll run back up here when we put a portal down, and we'll just like taxi over all of our stuff through the portals. Yeah, that'll be like the game plan. That's where we're gonna start. Yes, what I was going to say, though, is for a little bit of an explanation if you are unfamiliar with the bounty system. We talked a little bit about it in the mage playthrough, but not like a lot. Also, I have no idea where I built the bridge. I'm gonna have to guess. Or wait, is that it over there? It is it over there. Okay. I need to mark that. Yeah, we talked a little bit about it in the mage playthrough, but we didn't actually like do any bounties or anything like that. But basically, it's you can pick up a bounty from Haldor, which essentially gives you a 2-star version of the monster. It shows you like the trophy icon for whatever you're hunting. And some of them can have like minions and stuff like that, I think. So some of the like stronger enemies, I believe, will also, you know, like have minions accompanying them, something like that. And I think that the minions tend to be like 1 stars, but yeah, the monster that you're hunting is a 2-star. I don't think that they ever get like crazy big like abilities or anything like that. Like I don't think there's any new abilities or anything. But I do believe that modded enemies can be can be bounties. But at the very least, like you see some crazy stuff like 2-star stone golems are insane. They hit like trucks and they are super tanky. I don't believe that it's even possible to see 2-star stone golems in the base game. Like, I don't think that they appear naturally. But yeah, like with bounties, you can get them. But yeah, it's not necessarily easy. It's not necessarily hard. Depends on the type of enemy that you're looking for. But it can be very rewarding. If you run a lot of bounties, you get a lot of like the bounty tokens, and I think you get like extra gold and stuff like that. And then obviously with Haldor, you can gamble your resources in order to get like, you know, RNG enchanted loot. And yeah, we might be doing a little bit of that just to give it a try, see how it feels, show off the mods a little bit more. Obviously, like I said, we didn't do a whole lot of it in the mage run, so just feels right to explore it a little bit more and showcase things. I think it's about to tick over to day 10 if I'm correct. I think they start at 6 o'clock the new day. Not at like midnight like real life. Even though we are on like a 24-hour cycle in game, but oh, no, okay. Day 9. So it gives you the message of the day tick over. But like the clock itself keeps track of the day correctly, so that's good to know. I think there's an extra spot here. Yeah. Oh, never mind. There's this razorback leather. I couldn't see it. Alright though, everyone. With that, I am going to call it for the night. Yes, yeah, it's a little bit of a shorter stream. Like I said, I didn't necessarily sleep very well, and I'm a little tired, but we will pick this back up either Saturday or Sunday. Not really sure yet. I don't have a free Friday tomorrow, so I won't be streaming tomorrow. Saturday is kind of always up in the air. Well, weekends are just kind of up in the air, ultimately, so it'll be just kind of whatever day I'm not shopping and or doing anything else, etc., etc. Or if I go shopping early enough in the day, then, you know, I can start later, whatever. But, yeah. Interesting start. I really like the size of our island. It's very nice. There's a lot of things to look at. Sad that we didn't get a maypole, but that's okay. We'll definitely be building around the mountain just for the funs of it. But yeah, I'll definitely have to think a little bit on whether we actually want to build like part of the way into the mountain biome and be harassed by the Fenring mages constantly, or if we want to build a little bit further out into the meadows, which I think would be the safer play. Yeah. I don't know exactly how big the base is going to be, though, but I don't know if it'll be as big as the compound that we made in the mage run. That base was a little bit on the bigger side. Bigger for, like, one Viking, anyways. Yeah, we didn't really, like, use a lot of the space, to be honest, and, like, if we had done more of the base earlier on as well, like, we could have done, like, a second floor or something, right? So, we would have had more, like, vertical space for things. But yeah, like there was literally just like a lot of empty space that we weren't using for anything except for like aesthetics, like the gazebo and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'll do that again, but we'll see how we'll see what I get inspired by, I suppose, and like where we end up on the terrain. Yeah, I don't think there's not much else for announcements or whatever. I will also do a think on adding backpacks, so we might add backpacks for next time. You know what? I probably will. Like, I think it's very likely that I'll just add backpacks just because of how much enchanting stuff that we're carrying to do enchanting materials. Though, yeah, I'll have to think about it. Because with bounties, it might not be as important, because if we're going to be doing bounties, then we don't need as many enchanting materials, I suppose. Although, I guess rerolls are a thing. Yeah, we might just do backpacks. And then I guess, you know, if backpacks feel a little strong or whatever, then we can always roll it back. We'll figure that out. So maybe Saturday is when we will start up next, and yeah. Alright, so closing out. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, hanging out, lurking, chatting, showing the love. I appreciate all of that. All the things. If you like the content and you're enjoying yourselves, then I'd like to encourage you to like, sub, bell. Thank you, Kerr. Yeah. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening or rest of your day, depending on where you are in the world and when you're watching this. I hope that you will spread love and kindness wherever you go, and that it will be returned to you in full. And with that, I will wish you all a good evening. Bye, everybody.